Continuing here. So, yes, about oppression and being on the right side of history. Yes, like I told my daughters, I said, far better to be on the side of the oppressed than the oppressor. And I stand by that. I firmly believe it. And I myself am doing very well. I have a great life. I have a very low cost of living tax. Okay, it's just, I believe in that. And I believe in boycotting a high cost of living tax. Okay, so people that look at my life and they go, oh my gosh, poor guy. Oh, hey, you know something? I've got a great life. My house is clean. Okay, I've got a 4 burner stove with an oven. I've got a microwave. I've got a very clean new toilet. I've got no foul smells in my house. I've got a nice new refrigerator. Okay, I've got it all. I've got a nice sink, a bathroom sink. I've got a shower. I've got a kitchen sink. I've got it all. I've got all the comforts. I've got all the creature comforts, all the amenities. I'm doing very well. I've got a great life. I'm very secure. I'm not in financial fear. I'm very free personally. I may come across like it's like a personal issue for me, but it's not. I'm speaking for others, okay, that don't have it nearly as good as me and don't understand the key. Okay, but you've got to try your hardest as an individual to boycott a high cost of living tax. That's why I say one of the tangible things you could do is call your landlord, okay, and you can request a rent reduction. Even if you don't need it, it is a form of paying it forward, a branch, okay, a corollary to paying it forward. Do it for somebody else that is going to have a hard time when the landlord calls them or notifies them that their rent is going up, okay? Do you understand? So circumvent that. Nip it at the bud by calling your landlord, getting them on the defensive. Do it regularly. Even if you don't need it, you'll be blessed. You'll do it for somebody else. Okay? Do you understand? So I mean this. I'm telling you, this is a very tangible way. People talk about doing things on a grassroots basis. This is how you do it. Call your landlord. Call your mortgage holder. Tell them you've got to have your pay reduced. Pretend. Do a little acting. Practice some acting. Okay, but say, please, throw yourself on the mercy of your landlord or on the mercy of your mortgage holder and say, look, I'm going down the tubes, this or that. Make up something. White lies. It's not going to hurt, right? But even if you don't need that, do it for somebody else, please. Okay, I'm begging you. This is what I really want the people to do. And it'll cause a chain reaction because if rents start going down, if mortgages start going down, everything else, you see, it takes pressure, it eases pressure, so it causes a chain reaction of lessening pressure. Services, people that are in service industry, they can lower their rates, or they're certainly not going to be raising them. And people in the commodities industry or the combination thereof. Do you understand? Everybody's under a lot less pressure. So it's like a pressure relief valve if your cost of living should go down. Now, this is like pulling teeth because, hey, this thing's got legs, it's got momentum. And it's good. It's a tough thing. I mean, and then we're going to have the economists yelling and screaming if anything ever does happen, and the trajectory should start changing in that favor, to where your money starts being worth more because your cost of living is going down. It's an automatic thing, just like a scale. Cost of living goes down, your money's worth more, goes up in worth. It's very simple. A child can understand this stuff, but you're going to hear these economists, these brown-nosed lying economists coming out, and they work in unison. They're all a bunch of liars. That's their business. It's what they got to say, what their master tells them to say, and that's it. And it's even unspoken. They can read their mind. They know what their master wants to hear. So it's not like their master even has to tell them anything. But they're going to tell you how bad it is. That it's only good when the cost of living is going up, and housing prices are going up because the value of your house. I mean, duh, value is always good. Higher value is always good, they're going to tell you. Do you understand how this works? And they don't explain to you that one man's value is another man's burden. No, we're not going to make that similarity. We're not going to make that corollary, that correlation here, that association. We're not going to educate the public. We don't want the public to be out of Babylon. We don't want to educate the public and empower the public. Okay, we want them ignorant, confused, discombobulated, disempowered. Do you understand how this works? So I want you empowered. Okay, I want you to be on the right side of history here. And there's things you can do. You can demand a low cost of living. And I'm just blessed. I'm just around really nice people. The people that I serve are just wonderful, godly people. That's all I can tell you. I'm just very lucky, blessed guy. That's why I feel guilty. I feel compunction, and I speak out for others. But I've got a great life. I've got a warm, dry bed. I've got an extra bed. Okay, so I'm waiting for the girl of my dreams. She can sleep in the extra bed. I'll find closet space. I'll give her her own. I'll buy a storage unit and I'll put my clothes in the storage unit and she can have the closet. It's got a nice big closet, not a walk-in, but hey, I'll accommodate the girl of my dreams, my beloved, because that's my values. That's the most important thing in the world to me. So I've got extra. I'm doing great, but I'm speaking for other people that don't have it so great, that aren't so free, that aren't so financially secure. And you can't be free. You certainly can't be absolutely free unless you're financially free. And I've got a good life, and it's just going to get better. Next year, my income's going to go way up. I'll be able to collect retirement. I'm looking good, man. I'm looking good financially. So I am speaking for. That's why I'm passionate, though, because I care just about as much about other people as myself, because God put it in my heart to do that. I really do care about other people, and I want you to care. And I gave you tangible advice, information, what you can do. And you go, well, I don't want to do that. That sounds uncomfortable. My landlord doesn't want to hear that. Well, how do you think? Do you like to hear your rent's going up? And even if you can afford it, how do you feel about your brother, your sister out there? That they can't, that this is the straw that's going to break the camel's back. Do you understand? That they're out. They like the game, like Monopoly. I'm out. I'm busted. So you don't get to play the game anymore. You get to go live out under the bridge or in your car or commit suicide or, couch surf or something, right? I mean, that's America in the 21st century. Excuse me, it's just that my computer needed to be plugged in, so I had to take a break. But yeah, I'm doing great, and I want you to help other people, and I've told you how. Yes, it's not fun. It's a little uncomfortable to have to call people and say, I could really use a rent. Who cares? Come on, in the scheme of things, do it for somebody else. Okay, that you get the ball rolling because the people that really need it the most, they're likely the most passive out there. And, they're going to have the hardest time because these are the people that they allow themselves to be walked all over. Okay, and yes, I'm giving them advice too. I say, yes, you've got to stand up and grow a pair, a pair of ovaries or testes or something, right? Metaphorically. But yes, but all of us have to contribute to this thing. All of us have to do our part to make this a better world, a more livable world. Do something so that the future generations are they don't look back and blame you. They say, well, here's somebody that really did something, that stood up for me, because they knew that things were going right down the tube. Suicides at an all-time rate, these mass shootings. I think it's all related. I mean, this cold, hard world we're bringing the kids into, it's just meaner and meaner, more competitive. We got this cutthroat social Darwinism that, hey, this is just the way it is, and yes, it's hyper competitive. It's just the way it's got to be, and cutthroat and step on toes and it can't beat them, join them kind of mentality, and just jump on the bandwagon, comply, conform, capitulate, just get with the program, man, and you be pragmatic and be practical, have some common sense here. Okay, that's the way the system works, and the sooner you understand it, the sooner that things can start getting better. You be empowered, and it starts like that. I mean, yes, we're drops in a bucket, but those drops add up. So we all do our little part. I'm doing my part. I don't have a landlord that's charging me anything. I don't have a mortgage, so I don't have to pay. I don't have any housing costs. Basically, I barter for and that's really my barter. Look, I've got very low burden. That's my point. Okay, very low cost of living. I'm very free. I'm very financially secure. I am doing this for other people. I've got a great life. I've had a great life my whole life. And all I see is coming up roses. It's just going to get better and better and better. Whether the girl that I'm in love with ever decides to be with me or not, I can understand she doesn't want to. Yeah, she probably thinks she's too young. People in her family are telling her, hey, I may even be older than her dad. I don't know. So these things happen. But nevertheless, look, I know my values. I want you to know your values, care about people. But my life's looking good, and it's just looking like it's going to get better and better and better, and the best is yet to come. And I don't see getting older as a bad thing. If you're on the right path, man, you're just like fine wine that's stored properly, that's maintained, right? You got to do certain things. If you look into it, it's a whole profession. I mean, you go to college to learn how to take care of bottles of wine, right? You got to turn the bottles, and so the sediment doesn't settle. It's got to be stored at just a perfect, ideal temperature, and on and on and on. So that's how I look at myself. And if you're like me, then you see that you just get better with age. You get wiser. You're on the right track. So I don't have any problem. I fully intend on living even with this body of death that are we're all stuck in. We're reduced to this body of death. But in chapter 6 in the book of Genesis, God says 120 years. So I'm taking him up on that promise. And I fully intend on getting there. You say, oh, but you smoke and all. Look at the oldest guy in the world, 112 years old. He said, how do you attribute your longevity? What do you attribute it to? Oh, smoking cigars and drinking whiskey. So, this whole idea that because you smoke a little bit, you're going to cut your life short, that's a bunch of bull. There's ways to mitigate damage. Diet is a huge one. That's what's screwing people up. Look at the obesity rates, the epidemic out there. All the women look awful. I go in the grocery stores, they all look sickly. I think they're drinking this diet soda pop, aspartame. Their blood system, their bodies, their flesh is filled with wood alcohol. It's puffing them up and making them look sickly. And then I see these women, you smell these women. I mean, for 25, 30 feet away. Sometimes it lingers for 100 feet away from these women. They're wearing some kind of foul, pungent perfume. I mean, ladies, you've got to talk to each other. Don't wear that crap, man. Why do you want to? I mean, come on. A woman never smells, even if she's got a yeast infection. She's not going to smell as bad as that perfume. Okay, so look, just drink some cranberry juice, do a short fast, and stop eating the trash. Stop drinking the diet soda pop. You get rid of the candida. Do some oil of oregano. Okay, you get the capsules. That's it, man. You buy them. You get the 8%, 80% Carvacrol, 70% minimum. Okay, Carvacrol. It's the active ingredient, the chemical ingredient. So this is all science. This isn't just snake oil I'm talking about here. So you got to get your candida down because the sugar is causing your yeast infections, causing you to smell. And then these women, they put this awful, I don't know what the name of this perfume is, but I know everybody out there has smelled it before. And you can't get away from it. Once you walk by a woman using that stuff, you smell it practically the whole time you're at the store shopping. It's awful. Ladies, I can't tell a lady that she stinks. And it's not because of her yeast infection. It's because of that awful perfume she's wearing. But you can. And you can help her stay healthy. I mean, there's ways to bring stuff up that doesn't offend people. It's called constructive criticism. If you do it with the right spirit, the right tone, the right attitude, I mean, the ladies can look a lot healthier out there and be a lot healthier and not feel the need to wear perfume to cover up their odor. Okay? I mean, I wear a little aftershave. Yeah, I think it's, smells nice. And, sometimes I always wear Old Spice. I like to roll on deodorant. And sometimes I smell, sometimes I don't. Sometimes when I'm sweating the most, I smell the least. I can't explain it. Usually it's just one armpit. What the hell? What's that smell? And I don't like it. It has toxins coming out of my body as far as I can tell. But if you've got a really toxin-free body, you're not going to stink. So I don't know how I got digressed in all this, but I'm trying to, make this point about let's help each other. Let's work together here as one family. If you really do see a stranger as a brother or a sister out there, your perception is going to be a lot different. It's a huge departure from the perception of, oh, that's somebody else's problem. Oh, I don't know them. They're a stranger. And, I can divorce myself from them. How does God want you to look through it? Invite the Father into your life, into affecting your thinking. Invite Jesus Christ into your heart and mind and thank him for what he did for you. We're all beneficiaries of what he did for us. The levity level on earth is higher because of what he did. We don't dread death nearly as much as we used to since Jesus walked the earth and paid the ultimate price for us sinners. We didn't deserve it, but he proved how much God loves us, how much he loved us. We are the greatest, most precious treasure on earth. Those things that are highly valued among men are detestable in the sight of God. We've got to think like God, be on the same page. He doesn't hide his nature and character, or else we couldn't emulate him. It's all cut and dry and clear. He's a good guy. He's on the side of the good people with the right values: honor, integrity, reputation, your soul, conscience, those kind of things. He doesn't hide his nature and character. He wants us to be like him. He wants us to live like one big family. Invite the Holy Spirit of truth into your life.